guest is a motivational speaker. He is a YouTuber consultant. So if all of you have your YouTube channels, this is the man to speak to. He also creates a lot of the YouTube videos for Shine itself. He's a student at the Los Angeles Film School, as well as being the amazing stage manager for Shine. Please give a big round of applause for his first appearance here at Shine as a performer, Jeffree Davis.
Other sexuality actually got me to change my whole career path. People say how the saying doors are opening up for me, which means in reference to new opportunities being granted. Well, for me, countless of doors are being opened literally and figuratively speaking. And I must say, some of these doors were pretty big. Some years ago when I was living in Vegas, I knew I needed a job to satisfy my good taste in clothes. So I did what any other person would do. I went to Craigslist, the most credible site for jobs, and other alternatives for the term job. I was searching, and all I could see were jobs for the strip as a promoter, babysitters, strip club, house cleaner, a promoter at a strip club on the strip, and telemarketing jobs. I absolutely was about to give up until later that night I decided to give it one more try. I mean, a babysitter is all right, but a promoter at a strip club on the strip, that sounds even better. More professional promoter. On the strip too. I mean, that's a young man's dream, right? I can get paid to flirt with people and promote a good cause, as what was said under benefits. So I'm on this site later that night. I'm kind of good at marketing, so I said, why not? Let me search up marketing. I searched it up and a few companies showed up that I was familiar with and a lot that wasn't so familiar with. But I'm young at the time, so all I did was look at how much they paid. But I mean, come on, I was 18, so. Anyway, behold in all its glory, I seen a film production company, as bold as day, that pays $18 an hour. For me at this time, that was like rich, especially in Vegas with all the cheap houses and apartments. So I hurried and rushed and sent in my resume, photo, and they had the set of questions that need to be answered. I didn't really understand the questions. Some were very unusual, but I was like, hey, I'll do my best. I was very sure that I wasn't going to get the job because I answered some of the questions wrong and didn't answer any at all. But to my surprise, I got a phone call 3 days later for an interview. I couldn't really hear what the person was saying because I was at a friend's gathering, so all I got was an address, a time, and a puzzle of numbers. The over-the-phone interview was reasonable, yet very awkward, yet satisfying. And I was so excited, I woke up the next day bright and early for my orientation. They said dress as I normally would, so I grabbed my bright blue polka dot button-up, my gray striped cotton vest, my black bold polka dot bow tie, and instead of wearing my polka dot blazer and pants, I thought it was enough and headed out the door, as happy as I can be. I love polka dots. So I got excited every time I thought the taxi driver was closer to my destination. But the more we drive, the more I see less and less buildings, wondering, oh gosh, this taxi driver is going to murder me. This is my best outfit ever. Out of all the things that I could be wearing, such a tragedy. I was nervous, not for potentially about to be murdered, but not the fact that I could miss my orientation or the fact that I could have wrote down the wrong address or even wearing too much polka dots. No, the matter was much worse. I checked my bag and forgot my chapstick. Now, driving in the heat for 40 minutes without anything to drink while being nervous can lead to very dry lips. It's unacceptable, which I'm nervous right now. So, he finally stopped the car as I got out to put my money back in my bag from paying him. I looked up and noticed when I turned around that he was gone and left. And there, all I can see were a few scattered buildings, and there was no sign or no name of any sort. So I was kind of on the edge, but I looked good, so if anyone found me. I pressed the buzzer, and a jolly man came out to the door and greeted me. Tom was his name. He took me to his office, and we discussed the duties that are needed to be performed. He complimented me more on my appearance than experience, which I guess nice, but you know, for a job, you want to focus more on the skills. He escorted me to where I would be working. This place was awesome. This place was huge. As we walked, he told me more details about the job, but I was too caught up with everything around me. I noticed other employees were like me. They all were young, friendly, and had style. As we were walking, a few employees were really seeing me, almost in a flirtatious way. Then they were asking Tom what position I was and asked all these crazy questions that I was unsure of. I didn't get any of those questions at the time. But anyway, we reached, I guess, what seemed to be the center of the warehouse. If you ever watched Monsters, Inc., it's kind of like that. A gym, and along the side you have countless of doors and a few scenes that were set up for shooting around the area. You had a kitchen scene, a living room scene, all these scenes. It was just epic, especially all the lights and cameras and lights. Tom noticed my excitement with everything that's going on and told me that I looked like I was able to perform all these positions and I looked like I could fit the part. I didn't get what he meant, but I mean, I could be an actor if needed. So I seen a scene where they were filming a fighting scene in the bedroom. I seen them setting up for a scene. However, I was embarrassed at what I saw. I was amazed that they had their own fitness room, sauna, and showers. But someone left the door open and there were a lot of people in one shower and it was very awkward because it was a glass door. We finally reached the end to where it would be my office. And when that light turned on, all that would come out of my mouth was holy sugar cream. I don't curse, so I use a lot of fillers and substitutes. I was shocked for a few seconds. Tom started laughing hysterically, and all he said was, "Big, isn't it?" I know. I said, "They are big," as he cut me off saying, "Yeah, this room was mainly for storage." Then that's when my face turned embarrassingly red because we weren't talking about the same thing. No wonder the ad was on Craigslist. No wonder I had to send in a photo of me. No wonder the unusual questions. No wonder the guys were looking at me in a satisfying way. No wonder I was asked if I was a bottom or a top. No wonder. Oh my goodness, they were not fighting in that room. And that pile of oil was not to stop the leaks from the pipes. All around the room were posters, big posters, mid-sized posters, huge posters, DVDs, toys, life-size figures everywhere. I walked into a gay adult film company. And at my shock, he seen my surprise, and I told him I did not know this was a gay adult film company. He reassured me, seeing how I looked, and said, "I thought you knew." Now, I told him, I quickly gave an excuse and told him I will think about it, but I have to leave instantly. And I mean, I didn't say that just to say that. I was really thinking about it. I mean, $18. I mean, come on. For my first job too, but I couldn't do it. Not because it was an adult film company or because it was gay, but it wasn't me at the time, nor will it ever be. Shortly after, I got a message from one of the models from the studio, one of the porn stars, but I have a lot of those friends because of this, so I don't like to use that word. I like to use models. So we started talking. At first, it was to see if I was still interested, but after I explained to him certain things, he understood my decision not to work there. We met up a few weeks after at a cafe talking about the industry, interested in giving the perspective from him. I didn't want to shy away from that, all the information he was giving me, especially from hands-on experience. I wanted to leave Vegas. It was too hot. So I decided to move back to LA, which doesn't make any sense because it's just as hot. But I knew when I moved, I didn't want to be in only theater. I dreamed of being a psychologist for a while. I loved helping people. I studied up on schools. I studied books. I watched lectures and everything else. It was all set, but that day I left the studio was the day things started to change. I was fascinated with what they did. I was fascinated with seeing something being filmed and seeing how it became something different on video. I needed help with figuring out what it was I was going to do, as well as help moving down to LA. So I called Cole, which is the model. I went to his house looking at this big house for a 19-year-old. I was starting to think this was the industry for me. We talked for hours and I spent the night. He told me how in their films they have a storyline, they tell a story, not just sex and sex. He told me about behind the scenes and how it all came together and showed me the making of a movie they shot. I was intrigued and fascinated and I wanted to know more. The next day he took me to a movie set where he was playing in. Not that type of movie though. Well, it was actually about a guy who was introduced into the gay film industry. You probably haven't seen it. So that day, he assured me it wasn't going to be anything naughty. I talked with some of the crew members, and I was amazed at how they told this story. Right then and there, I knew I wanted to be in the industry. Not the adult film part. And not the 50 Shades of Grey, but more along the side of Finding Nemo. And that made me realize a lot about myself. I learned that I love being a stage manager because I love seeing and helping things come together to share and influence, to have an impact on someone. That is why I'm a motivational speaker, to help others. That is why I'm a YouTuber consultant, to help people express themselves. This is why I'm me. This is why I'm here. This is my purpose on this earth, is to help people. The entertainment industry fits me just well. To meet people like me, to share ideas, to be that thing that they see or listen to that could take them away from reality momentarily, to get peace from the real world, especially Donald Trump. I know I've picked the right industry with how many opportunities have opened for me, and a lot of us are not doing this for money or fame, but to purely express ourselves, to help, to be a positive distraction in your life, and to give a sense of hope and dream and escape. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Please click, let us know that you liked it, share a comment, share a story of your own. We'd love to hear from you. And come check out Shine Storytelling each month in Santa Monica. Thank you.